What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz the adult. All right, man, look. So, as you guys know, I've been reading The Dark Trade by MCRAE. Got to the part where Tyson is entering the ring to fight Ruddock. So, this is from his point of view. I want to read it with you guys. Water. So you guys can kind of get his authoring style. Maybe we can relive the moment, right? Tyson versus Ruddock. All right, let's go. As he strode toward the ring, wrapped billowed around him, Tyson wore his usual uniform, black shoes and trunks, and a white towel, out of which a rag hole had been cut, so that it could be placed over his head to make a crude robe, right? There was no satiny robes or designer accoutrements for Tyson. With his strictly business look, he harked back to early 20th century fighters like the two Jacks, Johnson and Dempsey. Tyson wanted to club his opponent into submission. His style of boxing was about battering rather than show business. Nice. But when he walked past me, Tyson appeared lethargic. There was none of that typical neck flexing or head rolling. He looked robotic, even though Big Boy hollered in his ear, "Go, Mike, go! Let's take him out. Let's take him out." As if they were soulmates bent on vengeance against the murder of their twin wives. Even Babe clapped her hands in rapture as the Tyson entourage swept by wearing Team Tyson, "It's a family affair," and kick-ass t-shirts and baseball caps. Just to let you know, Babe and Big Boy, mention them too. Big Boy was a gambler that was sitting behind Donald McRae. I read that earlier, okay? Babe was the woman he was with, his partner. All right, cool. And then, at last, the ropes separated. Tyson ducked into the ring to a shudder of noise. He and Ruddock looked away from each other as Jimmy Lennon Jr. ripped through the introductions. The two fighters were both cheered while Don King grinned through the boos cascaded down on the announcement of his own name. "Showtime," he mouthed again. And then, inevitably, "Only in America." Mills Lane, the referee, was a small terrier of a man. Mills Lane, boy. My bad. A country judge from Reno who prided himself on his expansive collection of guns and administering law and order, both in and out of the ring. Mills, plainly, was in no mood for the chit-chat as he brought the fighters and their trainers together. His bark resounded through Jimmy Lennon's microphone. "Okay, you've heard my instructions in the dressing room. Any questions in this corner?" he yelped, turning towards a motionless Tyson. "Any questions in this corner?" he asked Ruddock. Razor glared at Tyson. "All right," growled the excitable ref as he moved toward the infamy of his own trademark saying. He took in a deep breath, smashed his fist against the touching gloves of Ruddock and Tyson. Mills let the words go. "Let's get it on!" Babe had dissolved in incomprehensible laughter. She made a gargling sound over which she had no hold, as if she had abandoned herself that night. "All right, now you're getting it, Babe," said Big Boy as he stepped back from his partner. Tyson was the first to land a significant blow, a right hand that brushed Razor's jaw. But instead of following up with a combination, Tyson teed off another uppercut. It missed, as did Razor Ruddock's left hook, which he called the smash. I remember that. The smash, it was like a hooker cut that hit Michael Dokes, right? Michael Dokes was out for like 12 minutes, man. People thought Michael Dokes was dead. That's the smash that they're talking about. I digress. They slugged at each other in the center of the ring, neither showing much skill. It was strange, although not unexpected, to see nothing of the bobbing and weaving, the lateral movement of Tyson at his prime. He simply planted his feet and threw one punch at a time. "Way to go, Mike! You're the man!" marveled the ever-moving mouth below the Panama hat, Richie Richie Giachetti. That was Tyson's trainer, my bad. The paunchy trainer in Tyson's corner was less impressed. What's with this one punch stuff? Combinations, Michael. Combinations, he instructed with an old air of formality. Mills Lane was even stricter as he stopped the fighters midway through their second round. He warned both fighters to keep their punches up. Tyson took the directive to heart, for as Lane gestured them back into action, he threw a looping overhand right. It knocked Ruddock down onto the blue canvas, splattered with Don King's crown logo. But Ruddock bounced off his back, a rueful grin indicating that he was only stunned. The crowd's delirium intensified then. Early in the fourth round, Tyson followed up his first advance with a right cross that landed on a button of Razor's jaw. As if connected by wire to that bone, Ruddock's eyes flew wide open, intent on blocking any dimming of the lights when he landed squarely on his seat, the seat of his pants. It was as if he had been dropped on a high by a large winch with his legs stretched out in front of him. That's dope. I couldn't help myself. I jumped with Big Boy and 12,000 others. But again, Razor was up before the referee could get past the count of 3. His swelling jaw split open in another mouthpiece flashing smile. Weird sense of humor, Razor, the reporter next to me muttered. It's all over, babe. It's all over now, Big Boy moaned huskily as he slammed the back of my chair. He slammed the back of my chair. Well, all right, I digress. But at the end of the round, as at the conclusion of the 5th and the 6th, Ruddock was not only still standing, but punching back. At the sound of every bell, he cupped Tyson lightly round the head, aware that he was fighting someone mortal rather than a monster of old. Tyson looked tired whenever he sat down on his stool. He no longer believed he was sharing the ring with a transvestite. Oh yeah, so that's right. So Tyson he called Razor Ruddock a transvestite, said, I want you to kiss me with those big fat lips or something like that. It was real borderline. Needless to say, I digress. All right, here we go. Wake up, Michael, wake up, Giachetti yelled. He covered Tyson with a white towel. The fighter looked like a small boy sitting unhappily in a barber's chair. Shit. As often as he hit Ruddock, Tyson left himself open for a counterpunch. His once wily defense wilted during their ponderous slugfest. It seemed as if he was willing Ruddock to hit him so that he could prove his chin's resemblance to a rock. Like two men failing to drown each other in a swamp, they jarred each other relentlessly without ever rising from the mud. Tyson was ahead comfortably on points, but his publicity machine insisted that he was never meant to be less than lethal. That myth, however, had been wrecked. The disorder of his personal life seeped through every facet of his performance. At the end of the 11th round, Tyson returned to his corner to find that his new family of helpers, had forgotten to bring out his stool. Tyson trudged away to a neutral corner as he waited for his entourage to earn their daily $5,000 per man salary by lifting a wooden chair back into the ring. Ruddock's face was puffed. His jaw had been broken in the 4th. Ooh. He and Tyson banged their way through the last 3 minutes. When a final bell rang, they exchanged a private glance of relief and respect. Tyson shoveled the gleaming white mouthpiece out of his mouth and held it stiffly in his right hand. He shook his head in admiration for Ruddock. Razor smiled in response. It was an unusual grimace, full of ironic humor. He left his head to a blackened sky, as if to give thanks to that it was over. The fighters embraced and spoke soft words to each other as the trainers poured water over their steaming heads. "Warriors, babe, warriors!" Big Boy exclaimed while Jimmy Lennon Jr. prepared to announce the wide and unanimous points victory for Tyson. When he heard that he won, Tyson was full of savage grace for his opponent. Man, did he hurt. He hissed like a mule. God, remember that? Trying to prolong the intimacy of their ending, he went to cradle Razor's lower head again, as if he could hold back the time when they had to leave the ring and return to life. But too soon, Don King came between them, breaking their clinch and bringing them back to reality, where Ruddock would be whisked away to the hospital with his fractured jaw, and Tyson taken to the waiting hordes of reporters for yet another of those press conferences he loathed. Showtime for Tyson was zigzagging to a close. This man here, man, great book. And the next chapter is Michael Watson versus Chris Eubanks. So you know that was a classic. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to read more chapters of the book. And ShowBizz the dope. I can picture everything. It was great. I'm out.